motion to approve the meeting minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second. There is some small spelling errors in there.
Okay, will you, so there's
I'll give it to you.
okay, give it to, Mary Ann. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to accept the meeting minutes with a couple of spelling errors corrected. All in favor?
Aye.
Announcements, we have no announcements.
Yeah.
The police officer, is he gone? He was here, you all have the police report in your packet, but he had to leave, I guess. I think he thought the hearing was the meeting and that we became late. Fire department reports are in your packet. Zoning and code report, is there anything you wanted to speak about on your report?
I have nothing to add unless anyone has any questions.
Anybody have any questions for Tammy?
No.
Engineer report.
Sure, thanks, Michelle. We submitted our report on Monday. Our updates are in bold. I just wanted to go over a couple corrections since I turned it in on Monday. I talked to Suzanne before the meeting about number 1 on the list, so I'm good there. Number 2, Airport Road, we were supposed to have a meeting with PennDOT on that today. The PennDOT representative had to reschedule, so that's now Monday at 1 o'clock, the 16th. Items 3 and 4 are on the agenda, so I'll hold my comments on those items until that time. Just wanted to pass along that under drainage improvement projects for Aragon Place, our office did do the topo survey for that area, so we have the field data we need now, and we'll work on a layout for that. We've issued a follow-up review letter regarding El Reyma Tavern development, so we're waiting for their architect and surveyor to give us a little bit more information on that. They have submitted their HOP application, which will need to be processed by PennDOT before they can get an occupancy.
Correct.
So that's where the tavern stands at this time. That's number 6 on the list. I have no update on number 7. And then I did want to bring up item number 8 is Hidden Hollow Road stormwater issues. We've talked about this a couple times now. I did get a phone call on December 3rd from Rob Bean of PennDOT. PennDOT's doing, as you guys know, they're doing their exploratory excavation over there to figure out what exactly the situation is. It's my understanding that they are still investigating that, and that the resolution to the situation probably at some point will involve PennDOT replacing that pipe. That's what Rob indicated to me, and that to do so, they're probably going to need to work with the township and the adjoining property owners there to comprehensively address that. So I think it's going to be important to get a meeting scheduled with PennDOT as soon as we can, and I've stressed that to Rob to get something on the books. He says he's available on Friday to talk about that with us, so I just think we need to get a sense from PennDOT as to what the townships, what they're going to expect from Union Township, if anything. So I'll keep you posted, but it sounds like we might try to get together with them on Friday. Let me see, what else here?
This Friday?
This
TJ?
Friday, yeah. We haven't picked a time yet, but Rob said he was available, so.
Does that just take care of it going across 88? What happens when it gets to the other side of 88?
Well, that's part of what we need to talk about, Carl, is I think it's not, the problem isn't just limited to the underneath the highway. It's gonna involve the people upstream and the people downstream. So, but that's kind of what PennDOT's still looking into from what Rob explains to me. So I think we need to talk about that scope of work as a whole, frankly.
Thank you.
You bet. Item 9, Veterans Park, we submitted the renewal NOI for that so that we can get the grass growing in the spring. And then last on my list, John Seiler, Ken Puglisi, and I met with a couple folks from First Energy regarding Railroad Street and potentially moving a couple power poles over there. And they being First Energy will be providing us with a scope of work and a cost estimate that we can look at that time, so.
I ran into Ken today, he said one of those poles is strictly owned by Verizon.
That's what First Energy's confirming now too,
Yeah.
so. Like everything else, it may be more complicated than we originally thought,
Multiple pole owners,
yeah, so. The statewide local share account applications for the Nike site building demo and the stream bank restoration project for MS4 both got turned in right before Thanksgiving, so I wasn't at your meeting right before Thanksgiving, but those applications, were submitted to the statewide LSA program. And then the last thing I wanted to pass along was I did meet with the folks down at Mingo Creek Presbyterian Church and helped them with the, crosswalk form, and that was sent into PennDOT, so we'll wait and hear from PennDOT on that item. That's all I have.
Can I say, ask? a
Oh,
question?
yeah.
Hey, you and I talked on the phone, they did those retention ponds. MS4 required us to inspect them, they did them in June.
I
And then
saw-
Kenny did a little comprehensive
I saw a
thing a
list
couple
this
days
week,
ago,
yeah.
last week. I was telling TJ, do we need to consider having the owners of that property, since we're gonna be stuck with improvements or correction, an escrow account for that? Because I don't know what MS4 is gonna
normal?
grow into
Yeah,
as
what's-
far as retention ponds.
Well-
Cause looking at Kenny's report, there's a couple that he mentioned that
And he
look
had them
like,
enforced when he worked here in
and
the
one
past.
of them's in Tuscany, that, you know how that has been.
One's up at the Shire, one's,
Yep.
yeah. I think the worst one was Union Valley Apartments, which was
Correct.
odd because I think they did the most work to that one in 2019.
My thought was that ends up being they go out of business or move or whatever the case is, and we chase our tail to get compensation to do the improvements for things that they've already been paid for.
In Union Valley Apartments, to my knowledge, just, your wife probably could confirm, didn't they just change hands? Did they just sell?
I haven't received notice so far.
Okay.
My
No
point
lien
simply
left.
is, I think maybe with talking to Dennis and Tammy and TJ and yourself, that maybe we need to look at that escrow account to protect the township taxpayers from paying for something that the developer always been paid, and he's walked away.
Is there like a retention pond escrow agreement kind of thing that exists?
I know we developed a practice here, now we have developers coming through, they do have escrow agreements, but why don't we do this, why don't maybe TJ and I talk, whatever, tomorrow, see what's going on, we can figure it out.
Yeah, I just figure it would, something we need to talk about.
Well, it's a good point, but, yeah, it's a good point.
I would like to announce this, this week paperwork came in. PennDOT did approve the movement of the stop sign down on 37 Houston Run Road for the, lady that came here. So if any guys know, they just approved it.
Good for that.
So we'll have to, I guess, send that to the school district with they already got like our approval, but I don't know. I'm assuming the next process is to give that to the school district with our approval, and then they change the school bus sign
Correct.
for.
The last thing I wanted to say, I did reach out to our DZED analyst regarding the question of our statewide grant for the Sneed Road project, and we did get some answers. I will pass those along to you folks to take a look at, so we can talk about that or continue our conversations as needed there, so.
Okay,
We've been busy, but that's all I have to report. Thanks, Michelle.
thank you.